What is up, gamers, developers, and memers of all kind? My name is Matt. I'm going to give you a few ways on how to abuse automation in order to make some fun and professional-ish projects. I have about 10 years of computer science experience. I just want to give you some of the basics of automation, and you guys can make some fun stuff out of it. Now, even though these projects are stupid and fun, they can segue you into a professional career. So, good luck with that. I'm here to help. Let's get it going. As many of us have seen the common meme of sending the B-movie to your friends and family line by line or even word by word, it's extremely possible and highly enjoyable for you, maybe not so much your victim, but this is a great stepping stone to getting you to understand the basics of automation. It's quite easy to implement, and there are probably about 3-ish steps to do it. I'm saying 3-ish because some of them are incredibly easy that you won't even need to bother with it. First step, finding a text version of the copy pasta you want to do. So B-movie, just Google B-movie script. There are plenty of them out there that you can use. The second part is you're going to be using PyAutoGUI. It's a Python library that takes control of your mouse and keyboard, and we're going to be using that to basically automating the tasks that we want to do here. And then the third part of this is using PyAutoGUI to just figure out where on your monitor it wants to click in order to get stuff done. So let's say you have your iMessage open up on a window, finding the exact coordinate to find where the actual enter bar is there, clicking onto that and start typing in words. They have commands that you can just easily press where you can start typing a word, press enter. The commands are all right there. The hardest part is figuring out where exactly you want your things to click, where you want your cursor to move to. That's all it really is. So it works easiest textually for iMessage, but if you're on a PC, this can apply to any sort of instant messenger that you can accessible by your computer. So Facebook Messenger, Steam, anyone would work, even Discord. It's hilarious, it's easily transferable. Idea numero dos. A second, more far productive way to use this automation for yourself is to build out your social medias. Now, a very small-minded and easy way to do this is if you wanted to make a follower bot. Following people is a very manual task. All you have to do is go onto a page, click follow, click follow, click follow. A computer could do that so much easier. So all it is a process of getting yourself to the follower menu and clicking one follow, moving a few pixels down, clicking it again, and keep on going until the end of the list. You'll get a gauge of how long that takes by knowing how many follows you can do. Now, a second, more far productive way to boost your social media is the idea that I had was to make a LinkedIn chatter bot. So the first message you send to a LinkedIn individual, it's hard. You're overthinking it. You're going to go into their message, go into their profile, try and see what they like. You definitely don't need to do that. You can just send out a message to each one of your LinkedIn connections, asking them like, hey, what's going on? I'm building out ideas for a project. Would you like to help? But the problem with that is with any messaging service that they will block you for spamming if you're sending out the same message over and over and over again. So an easy way to get around that I found was, so you split up your message into a beginning, a middle, and an end. So you write down 3 different variations of your beginning, 3 different variations for your middle, 3 different variations for your end. Now, to make it so that you don't get blocked, you can artificially randomize which beginning you're going to take, middle you're going to take, and end you're going to get. That way your message is never the same going in to all your connections. Once you have a randomized message, LinkedIn can't say that you're spamming because the messages aren't the same at all. They're not guaranteed. You have 27 different combinations on how a message could turn out. That's a very smart way to do it. I've messaged a lot of people like that, gained a lot more connections. Someone even got me my first job using that. So I highly suggest you give that a try. It's really not that hard. It's the same idea as the B-movie script, only you're doing it on LinkedIn now. Getting your follower list, well, that's just a problem with finding your full follower list, copying the page, and just artificially creating the list that you need. So I had a full text file list with all of my followers' names, one by one by one. It was easy to import, and all you had to do was just loop through that and write out a message. Once again, it's just trial and error trying to figure out exactly what you need to click on in order to get the message to go out. But fantastic idea, highly recommend. Idea number 3. My third and final idea on how you can use automation to build your career is data scraping. It is an incredibly useful ability, and anyone that can take advantage of it can earn some serious money, because all you're doing is you just need to grab information and redisplay it in a way that hasn't been seen before. Now, the easiest way I've seen it is to use Request Library. It's a library that allows you to grab a URL, you get all of the HTML document that's on it, and then using Beautiful Soup, you can parse through that HTML document, find the information you need. You're just accumulating data, and you're going to be shilling it back out on your own ways. Now, the hardest part about it is you're going to have to be trying to find what information you need. You can use the Inspect Element tab on Google Chrome or any browser source that you have to just really drill down what exactly you're looking at. Beautiful Soup allows you to query by any sort of tag, any class name, any ID. So as long as you see a process for it, you can easily make it work again. Profit time. One of the more useful ideas that I've seen for data scraping for just a one-person business is, let's say, taking the history of sports outcomes and using that to start making predictions on what would happen in the next one. So a lot of people that utilize gambling services, they sometimes don't know what they want to bet on. So if they don't know what to bet on, they'll come to a service such as yours to figure out what they want to do. Now, if you take any sort of data that has happened in the past, like let's say 2 football teams played 3 years ago and one team lost, you can say, like, historically speaking, this team should win or should lose. But you got to get a little bit more intuitive, have more data backing that stuff if you want people to start to believe you. Now, there's a huge community of people that do this sort of thing but don't really say that their stuff is backed by data. So if you can really promote that on your business side, saying, yeah, we used data analytics to figure out which team was going to win for whatever one, people would subscribe to that. That's an everyday sort of business. It changes every day. There's new matchups every single time. Gambling is going to be happening every single day for the rest of our lives, no doubt about it. Now, when you take data from other websites, you have to be making sure that you're taking things that are facts, not something that is an algorithm that was specifically created by that website. Like, you can say that sports analytics, those are facts. The Bears beat the Jets. That is exactly a fact of life that happened in history. No one can say that you took that off of their website or you took it off of a copyrighted place. It's something that happened. Anyone could have that data. They can't really question you saying, like, oh, you got it from here. Like, no, it happened. I could have remembered. Like, it doesn't matter. But legally speaking, you are protected in that way. You have to just worry about things that if ESPN has some special algorithm saying, like, hey, their win-loss depending on their quarterback's effectiveness, that's a special data point that they created, and they can easily trace that back to you if you put that outwards again. So just be creative with it. Just have an idea on, like, what you want to show, what people actually need to know. If you can say, like, oh yeah, the Eagles are going to win, that's all you need to say. People might believe that. It's just being able to show to people that you know what you're talking about. There you go. Those are 3 easy stepping stones in order to get your automation and programming career started. It just takes time to drill out exactly the process you want to happen. It's really not that hard, and once you're done with it, you have incredibly useful technology that you could use at any point. You're always going to need a LinkedIn communicator. You're always going to get more matches. You can build a business. But my favorite thing is doing that B-movie script at random points of my life. Just sending the entire B-movie script to someone is just the funniest thing. They're mad, you might get blocked for a little bit, but they'll unblock you eventually. It's honestly the best. I might go back and start doing it a little bit more. You guys just reminded me. It was pretty funny. That's all that I have for you guys. This was a lot of fun trying to give my experience to you. Once again, if you finish any of these projects, put it on a resume. Put it on anything. Don't exactly say that you put the B-movie on the script, but say you automatically communicated to so many people automatically, autonomously. Use big words. I'm sure you guys will figure it out. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Matt. If you can support the channel in any way you can, by liking, by subscribing. I'm just trying to make myself a little bit bigger, build a community. I'd love to hear about your guys' ideas. If you had any, if anyone gets to this part, that'd be fantastic. Thanks for watching.